In your head, writing a first draft always feels more composed than it actually is. There's a version of it where everything has framing, where the chaos is intentional, where even the awkward parts feel like they belong in a larger story because, somewhere off screen, there's a documentary crew capturing the process in a way that will eventually make sense of it all. You imagine future you stepping in like a talking head interview, calmly explaining, "Yeah, this part looks messy, but I was actually exploring something important here." You assume there will be context, retrospective clarity, a version of yourself that can translate the confusion into meaning. But when you actually sit down to write the first draft, there is no documentary crew. No one is stepping in to explain what you meant. No one is smoothing over the awkward transitions or giving emotional weight to the half-formed ideas. There's no clever editing that turns hesitation into character development. It's just you, the page, and whatever comes out when you stop overthinking long enough to type something. And that's where the contrast really hits. In the office, even the most uncomfortable silence gets framed. The pauses are funny because the camera is there. The awkwardness is softened by perspective. You get reaction shots, cutaways, timing, all of it shaping reality into something watchable, even endearing. A first draft doesn't have that buffer. It's not edited for rhythm. It's not balanced for tone. It doesn't know where the joke lands or whether the emotional moment is actually emotional or just you trying to make it sound like it is. Everything arrives in real time, unfiltered, and slightly out of sync with what you meant it to be. Sentences begin without knowing where they're going. Ideas show up halfway through a paragraph like they were late to the meeting. You'll write something that feels meaningful in your head, and then look at it on the page and wonder if it's even a complete thought. And the strangest part is how exposed it feels. Not in a dramatic way, but in a quiet, slightly uncomfortable way. Like realizing there's no audience yet, no structure, no invisible hand making your intent legible. Just raw footage of thinking. That's what a first draft actually is. Unedited cognition. The messy middle between intention and clarity. And most people don't talk about how disorienting that is at first. Because we tend to assume writing is about expression, about putting fully formed ideas into sentences. But a first draft is often the opposite. It's not expression, it's discovery. You're not writing what you know, you're finding out what you know by writing it badly first. That's also why so many writers get stuck at the beginning. They're waiting for the version of the draft that already has meaning, the version where everything feels intentional, the version where the documentary crew has already arrived and started making sense of the chaos. But that version doesn't exist yet. The first draft is always just raw footage. No soundtrack, no clever cutaways, no polished narrative arc explaining why everything matters. Just the uncomfortable process of thinking out loud in real time and trusting that meaning might show up later. And it usually does, but only after you've stopped expecting the first pass to behave like a finished scene. Because the truth is, the documentary crew doesn't show up until the second draft. That's when things get framed. That's when the awkward moments start to look intentional. That's when you go back and realize the chaos had structure all along. It just wasn't visible yet. But in the moment, in the first draft, there's no safety net like that. Just you, the page, and the quiet realization that nothing is being explained for you yet. Thanks for listening. Catch The Quiet Quotient on YouTube and all major podcast platforms, including the Substack app. To help us grow and keep supporting creators, please like, follow, and subscribe. Want to get in touch? Connect with me directly at jimhansonmedia.com.